OMG BBG! Welcome back to another unboxing, folks. We do have more QuadStrike stuff. We've been unboxing so much Hasbro goods lately. This one right here has got me thinking that maybe we'll see it in the anime. I don't know, when I saw it in the stores, I had to pick it up because of that possibility. So this here is a dual pack, and unlike the one that we just unboxed with Title Pandora, both of the bays in here are kind of like, I don't know if you need them both. That previous unboxing had two bays that was quite desirable, but for this one though, we'll see if you want to skip it or not. The main attraction is the Ultimate Evo Valtryek V8. So it pretty much looks like the V7 version with some recoloring, but the reason why that we wanted to get this and check it out is because maybe Vault will upgrade to this in the anime.
Yeah, because in the QuadStrike anime, he's actually using the Takeratomi version.
That's exactly right.
So if he gets some sort of upgrade in the anime, then would he be using a Hasbro bay like this?
So he's using Ultimate Valtryek, and then he would upgrade to Ultimate Evo Valtryek in the anime, maybe?
Yeah, it kind of depends on like how much presence Vault is gonna make in this anime.
I don't know. Hopefully he gets more of the spotlight and actually gets into some crazy battles. Anyways, let's take a look at the back of the box. The other bay that we get is Divine Excalius X8, so combination between Divine Evil Bellfire and then of course our Zyphoid Excalius. It's a defense type combination. Goes from a defense type to an attack type, depending on whether you use the armor tip or not. For the stats, it's definitely confusing because they market it as a defense type, but all of the parts are kind of more attack oriented, I guess. So the attack stats are really high. It's actually the highest out of everything else it has on there, although it should be defensive. For our Ultimate Evo Valtryek V8, of course, your attack power is at 14. Well, you know, no one really cares about the stats themselves. 14 doesn't really mean much. For the parts, obviously we get all of the codes on here. So G06, QD12, looks like Overdisk, TB17-Q, I think that was Liner, and then A13 is a new part. So that's like a new armor tip that we're getting. So that's kind of exciting. And yeah, Divine Excalius, we get Giga, and yeah, all these other parts that we'll take a look at. So let's get into it. But right before we do that, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on those notifications so you don't miss the next video. You can find us on Instagram at Geek Dosage and on TikTok at BeybladeGeeks Official. Really hope that they do give Vault a chance to change his bay up, because if everyone else is doing it, then it may as well let our favorite character do it, right?
Yeah, but it's kind of nice to see Takeratomi bay still in the anime though.
It is true, but at the same time
like,
though...
You want to see them downgrade their bays in the anime?
The thing is that if they don't downgrade, they will not be featured in the show.
That's true.
Right? Like Vault is not going to show up and one-upping everyone with his Takeratomi bay. So he needs to, quote, downgrade or upgrade his bay in order to see himself in the spotlight.
Be more prominent in the anime.
Yep.
Well, what color is that?
Yeah, this is looking whack, man. The purple and the orange does not flow together. Ultimate Evo Valtryek V8. Oh, it's kind of like see-through, so I guess that's different.
It's pink?
It's interesting. Dude, the box makes it look like it's like reddish.
Right?
Like, I'm looking at that. These wings over here kind of look red. At least dark orange. Why does it look like coral? Or, you know, it's very light orange. I don't... Yeah. Dude, the colors are off. It's weird. Okay. Alright. Let's take a look at all the parts. We're going to start with Divine Excalius. This one here is definitely not the bay that you want, in my opinion. If you're buying this dual pack, you're probably getting it for Valtryek. So the colors, right off the bat, I'm not a huge fan of the orange and purple combination. The Excalius strike chip is just like way too bright. The colors don't match very well. You do see the sword in there, but yeah, nothing crazy. It's not actually functional like Takeratomi versions.
When I first saw the box though, I was attracted by the Excalibur name. Little did I know that it's actually just a random booster bay coming with this whack purple color too, because on the box it was glossy purple.
Yeah, the colors on the box definitely are deceiving. The purple Divine energy layer base here doesn't look great, in my opinion. The colors just don't look good. And they still have the cutouts of where the metal pieces would be on this energy layer base, but obviously all plastic, very, very thin and lightweight. So don't expect very much from this. For disc, it looks like we get the Hasbro Giga. Lightweight compared to the Takeratomi version, but overall not an awful disc to have. We have seen it included with many combinations at this point. You get Hasbro's Zero Gravity Ring. We say this in every single video. These gravity rings are pretty much useless. Pick anyone you want, it's not going to make a huge difference. And for the performance tip and armor tip, looks like we get Hasbro's Jolt. So this is all plastic. Obviously the original Jolt drivers had rubber, so it's missing that. And I feel like we've gotten this a million times. The armor tip looks like it's the Yard armor tip. Definitely have seen this in other ones like our Kirby's Bay, I think it was, that also had this armor tip. So it has the typical ball in the center. It's not free spinning or anything like that. And overall, a very wide armor tip. Moving on to the main attraction, we got our ultimate Evo Valtryek V8. So, like I said, if you are getting this dual pack, it's probably for this bay. There are some subtle differences compared to our previous version, the V7, which is pretty much identical, just other than some small changes. The strike chip actually looks worse in my opinion compared to the previous one. The paint job does not look as good. You get like that same very light orange color, and the gold is not really gold even, right? It's like a faded yellow. For the energy layer base, same thing. This, instead of being a solid plastic, it looks like they made it transparent. You can see right through it. So if you like this visual effect, maybe you'll go for this one instead of that QuadDrive V7 version. We do get a different disc. This is Hasbro's Over disc. So obviously you have high expectations for this disc because of how good the Takara Tomy version is, but remember that this is lighter, just like every other Hasbro part. But still, good disc to have in your collection, even for your Hasbro base. G06 is the gravity ring, which looks like 3, so 3 dash according to Hasbro. And I'm probably sounding like a broken record at this point. Use whatever you want. For the performance tip, I'm kind of disappointed. Liner has never been a good driver. You know, it's supposed to have a wheel in there that kind of mixes things up. The performance is really funky. But for Hasbro here, it looks like they even flattened it out a little bit. So the wheel for the liner performance tip, it doesn't actually work here, obviously. Of course, they're going to cheap out on that, right? Not that it would perform well anyways, but at least if it had the function, it'd make it that much more interesting. The most exciting and new part that we have is this armor tip, variable armor tip. It almost looks like an awakened version because the design is rather flat. As you guys know, the variable tip is supposed to have rubber and then it awakens as you use it, making it faster and more aggressive, but also harder to control. This is obviously all plastic. It just takes on those variable cosmetics. Super wide armor tip overall, so expect some hypersphere-like action from it. I really won't use this bay without it because honestly, liner sucks. So I would say keep it on and then battle with this. Just gonna put everything together here so you guys can see what your ultimate Evo Valtryek will look like.
I almost feel like the previous version of Valkyrie looks more like the Valkyrie.
Yeah, more like a real Valkyrie.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Like, I just can't imagine seeing this pink mofo in the anime.
Yeah,
this looks so wrong.
Word. So next to the old one, the V7, I don't know, man. The V7 definitely looks better. I totally agree. The colors match the original Takara Tomy versions a little bit more. It's a more classic blue for Valkyries. Yeah, it's this coral orange color that is definitely throwing everything off. Like, everything's very pastel-like versus this actually has a little bit of shine to it. But this armor tip though is make or break. Like for the new gameplay with QuadStrike, how they're adding in those extra ledges and stuff like that, you want an armor tip like that instead of the old one like this.
True.
So buy it for this guy, I'd say. Scanned in Valkyrie because I kind of wanted this in the game. Looks alright, not too bad. I'm never a huge fan of having like two very like opposite colors in the setup, like the red and the light blue. I don't know, man. Make it all blue or make it all red, whatever, but
it's like just
too many colors, man. But
yeah, it's too much.
It's decent though. Looks decent in the game. Grab the codes if you guys haven't already. We have it in the video.
Test battle time. 3, 2, 1.
Dude, stamina.
I lost all stamina.
Holy, I lost to the filler bay. Dang. This guy is aggressive though.
Let's try it again.
3, 2, 1.
It's so hard though.
Very nice attacks, but the stamina is just not there. Wow.
Let's try out Lightning Pandora. 3, 2, 1. Wow, we haven't seen the self-burst in a while. That's embarrassing. Man, I just thought that this armor tip would be a
good addition to your collection.
Even your gravity ring fell out.
Wow. It's nothing's going right with our new Valkyrie. 3, 2, 1. Hey, I actually got a burst.
Wait, who bursted first?
I'm pretty sure you did. V7 bursted first, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I need to win at least something, at least one round here. That is our unboxing on this dual pack here from QuadStrike, which has your Ultimate Evo Valtryek V8 and your Divine Excalius X8. So let us know what you guys think. For us, we're gonna give you our recommendation. This is our verdict. Should you avoid it? Should you consider it? Or should you buy it? I'm gonna say that this is going to be an avoid. Do not go and buy this unless you really want that Ultimate Evo Valtryek V8 for that armor tip or something. If you don't have the previous versions, then maybe consider this one, but I really don't think you guys will need to go out of your way to buy this guy. This was $27 Canadian, by the way, and you don't get any launchers with it too. So, yeah, you guys decide what you want, alright?
And you're gonna risk it to not see it in the anime.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole reason why we bought this, is because we're hoping maybe this will show up in the show, and then it'd actually be like a cool collector's thing. But don't get your hopes up. We have no idea whether or not Vault will actually, quote, upgrade to this bay or not.
Downgrade?
Yeah, downgrade, upgrade, whatever you want to call it. Alright, like this video, subscribe, and as always, geeks out!